Welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me this morning for a 30-minute webinar introducing you to All About Me. Together, we'll be exploring how your students may easily document their learning using a variety of media. They can reflect on their growth over time using an interactive digital portfolio geared towards those grades 4 through 6. So by the end of this webinar, you're going to feel comfortable with All About Me and how your students are going to interact with it. You'll leave with some fun ideas of how you can capture your students' learning journey in the classroom. And you'll also have an excellent understanding of how your students can also reflect on their learning. So my name's Allison. I'm excited to be your guide this morning. So let's dive right in. Um, I'd also just like to take this opportunity to let you know that this session will be recorded for you. You'll have access to this PowerPoint, including any of the resources covered today. So this brings us to our agenda. We're going to start with a little bit of an introduction. Some of you may be familiar with All About Me, and that's great. Others, this may be your first introduction. So then we're also going to move into the how. We're going to dive right into a student account, talk about how they can add work to their portfolio and really showcase adding a rich variety of media. We're then going to take some time, think about the next steps, how you can get started, and I've also left time at the end for Q&A. So happy to help as we go along, and we've left some time at the very end for some questions. All right. Who am I on the other end of this presentation? Well, my name's Allison, and I'm a support coordinator here at MyBlueprint. I've been at MyBlueprint for 2 years, and I come from an educational background myself. My grade range is from 4 to 8. So I love hearing from educators, and I'm really excited to be here with you today. And this brings us to a big question. Why portfolios? Well, it allows your students to authentically express themselves, their interests, their goals, their learning journey. It captures that journey using a variety of media and their reflection along the way. As an educator, you have the ability to view this journey with your own teacher account, be able to provide them with timely feedback, maybe prompt for further growth, and have your students critically think about their work. All of this is captured in a beautiful portfolio we're about to take a look at. Additionally, their portfolio work will follow them year to year, so they can look back, see how far they've come, and continue to grow. So this brings us to MyBlueprint. What is MyBlueprint? Well, we are a Canadian-based, Canadian-made company and built off a specific education research out of Western University conducted to find out what was missing in a student's transition and post-secondary career path. And we've grown from there. So we are a K through 12 career and life planning platform for students to learn more about themselves, their interests and opportunities, make the most informed decisions about their future. And with that said, we're also a leader in digital portfolios. And today we're going to be focusing on just that. Portfolios are student driven, student focused, provides a space for them to be authentically themselves throughout their learning journey. So today I'll be showcasing MyBlueprint and All About Me on my computer screen, but I do want to just make a quick note that no matter what device you have available in the classroom or students at home, All About Me is responsive. So that means that students will still be able to view their full portfolio, add work from any device, no matter the size. So I'm just going to switch my screen here to my student account. And this is Katerina. We're going to take a look at her portfolio today. And as we explore, I'd like you to just think in the background of how could you use digital portfolios in your classrooms and how does it align to the goals that you're really asking for your students? All right, let's dive right in. So as you can see, Katerina already has some really great work in her portfolio. You can see some photos, some audio recording, some different goals. And we're going to take a look at how students can add work, as well as how they can reflect and what that looks like. So this is the main portfolio page, and all of the work can be added with this add box. And the first way that we're going to explore today is with this directed pathways. So I like to share a story at beginning of the school year, trying to get to know your students. You'd like them to express what they're all about, their interests, what are their strengths. And this is a lot of fun for them to come in and share about themselves. So start with about me. At the beginning of the year, you can have your students come in and share their interests. Maybe something that they learned over the summer. Maybe I learned playing some guitar over the summer. And as you can see, students are going to be brought into this. I've now added in an instrument that I can play. And maybe I'd like to add in a little bit more and add in a reflection. So reflections can be added to any piece of work at any point in time. So students can come back, add multiple reflections, and this would be a really great way for students to come in. Maybe they want to share a little audio piece of them playing the guitar, maybe a little video of them doing a little concert at home as well. They could also just type out some songs that they've learned. So right here, I've learned a little bit more about my student. I know that they play guitar, and over the summer, they've learned 2 songs. So let's continue. Let's see what else we can add here. So your students can come in. Maybe they're sharing something that they're excited about for school, what they like, how they learn is a really great one. So as a teacher, you want to know what your students are excited about doing. Maybe they're super excited to get back in the classroom, be able to share new ideas with classmates, or they're excited to do some more activities. So as your students add this, they may want to come in, continue to add that reflection, maybe share an activity that they're really excited about. As you can see beside here, another way that students can add in work is through our SMART goal setting. So this allows students to create an action plan, and it's interactive. So once students have checked off those goals or those tasks, they can see that they're on their way to completing their goal. And we're going to take a moment here to actually set a goal ourselves. So this is from the add box. And this is the last section here is my goals. So it's really great. Goal setting is a skill and it does take practice. And there's a really great way that I've seen this implemented in the classroom is to have it just written in the student's language. Have them come in. Maybe they're interested in an academic goal, maybe in a science goal. And they get to type in exactly what they're looking forward to. So it could be related to maybe a curriculum connection, a personal goal that they have, and they can type this in here. We then prompt students to think about what the specific tasks needed. So, a great way we've seen this used is actually having students write this in their language. I can share. Um, and this puts it into a sentence format that they can recognize when they've actually checked off this task. So, I can share at least 2 examples of how humans have changed the environment. I can ask questions about climate change when I need help. So these kinds of tasks are going to be specific for this student. And as you can see, I've just added as many tasks as I wanted. You can always remove them if you don't need them. And what's really nice is that even after you've created a goal, you can always come back and add and edit to it. So this is really for students to be able to showcase that growth over time. Maybe I've got this science goal and I've described what climate change is to appear, and I'd like to actually showcase that growth. So we'll click add reflection, and maybe I want to add a little audio recording of my specific description or add a photo of me in class. Of course, I can also just type out, uh, I was able and I shared. Of course, I can also type out a couple sentences and to supplement my sentences, I can also do an audio recording. So this is all going to live in the same box. So it provides a really nice evidence of learning. I've got my science goal, I've got my action plan, and here I can come back at any time and show evidence of that learning. You'll see here that you can see that there's one reflection here. And as a teacher, you're going to be able to see this work and be able to comment on it. So if there is a teacher comment, it will also show in the student's work. This is an example of a reflection with some different pictures as well. Okay, we've covered a lot in just 10 minutes, and I want to just recap. So, with our add box, this is how we're going to add work to the portfolio. And we've gone into our directed pathways. We've shared how students can add more about themselves, interests in school, and how they can set SMART goals. We've taken a look at how students can reflect on their learning at the bottom right-hand corner. And where we're going to go next is adding in a journal reflection and adding in those media options as well. So from here, the next option is add journal. So maybe you're doing English language, you want your students to come in and write a character review. So as you can see, this prompts students to immediately start writing. It could be a couple sentences, it could be a whole essay that they come in and they write. So I can continue to write. I can also at the bottom right-hand corner add in some additional media. So I have my character review. Maybe I want to add a file to help supplement this little paragraph that I've written. Once I'm ready, I click the go button and my journal reflection is now on my portfolio. So in just a few minutes, we've been able to add a fair amount to this portfolio. And the next way, and probably your student's favorite way, is going to be adding media. This is where their personality really shines. They have some really great options. So they can add a file. Maybe you've got a Word or a PowerPoint that's already on their device that they'd like to upload, and that works really great. It will connect directly to their device. Or if your board uses Google, OneDrive, or Dropbox, we have that connection as well there. Another really great way is drawing tool. So this is really fun for students to come in, showcase their learning. So it's really great for math if they're doing division, they want to share their learning in a visual way, as well as even just having students come in, drawing how they're feeling. I'm just using my mouse, so it's not as accurate, but it's really great as well. If you have tablets, students can use like a stylus pen as well. They can change the color and be able to showcase their learning in a nice drawing tool. Students love this. As well, they can describe it, come in, showcase, tell a little story if they'd like, and then they can add it to their portfolio. So another academic example is showcasing their thinking through math and really just to be able to express themselves using some color is a lot of fun. Another way, take a photo using their device. If they're in class, they want to snap a really great photo of their work, as well as recording the video. Maybe they're in science class, they want to capture this experiment, and video is a great way to do that. I say for my camera shy students, or if they're practicing their read alouds, they want to do an audio recording. I've seen a really great example of teachers seeing this growth over time of the student reading a book aloud, and each chapter they're becoming more confident. So this is really fun. As well, we understand that students are going to have different research as well as other websites. So they can add a direct link from another website and have that in their portfolio. Okay, we've gone through some journal entries as well as some different media options. This is what it looks like if a student were to add in a an audio recording, as well as it has a description here. This is what it would look like for students to add in a photo. You can select it and make it larger. And then as you can see as we scroll through, there's just this big variety of media that really showcases and encompasses this student's learning. Now, as a teacher, when you're thinking about how you can implement this, it's based on the connection that you have to some media in the classroom, whether you've got iPads or computers. If you wanted to select a class just to get it started with, like English language, and you want them to add in just a few documents in one subject, that's a great way that we've seen it implemented as well. And as I said, this portfolio follows students year to year. So they can always come back, take a look at their previous grades and all of the amazing work that they had done previously. This work also continues to follow them when they move into Education Planner, so grade 7 through 12 plus, and they'll be able to always come back and see their work, which is really, really nice. So, just a quick recap of what we've gone through. We've gone through how students can document their learning using a variety of media. We have set a SMART goal together. And we've also taken a look at how students can reflect on their learning. This is shown in every media item in their account at the bottom right hand corner here. And the audio reflections or the video reflections can happen at any point in time. So, a really great example of growth over time, and let's just stick with the guitar example, is that as the student's learning, maybe taking new lessons, they can come in and then add in a new audio recording of them completing a new song. Showcase that growth, showcase the new song that they're excited about, and they can upload it to the same artifact. And I'm sorry that I don't have access to the chat or any questions. Um, but I am going to leave lots of time at the end for any questions, and I can always come back. I would like to mention as well, if from your teacher side, you would like to comment on their work, this will show up here as well. So you can provide deeper reflection for your students, prompt them to come back to their work, maybe critically think about a piece that they've added, and it creates this conversation piece. Students can come back, view your comments, and add in a little bit more each time. Some things that we didn't get to today, but I encourage you to explore. Your teacher account will have your own demo account built right in. So you can come in and explore yourself. Is different activities. There's also a connection to My Future, so students can learn about the world of work, explore some jobs, as well as here's the message center for students. So if you have a quick reminder, maybe you've got an update that you're sending to your students, that will show up right here. So I'm going to switch back to my PowerPoint here, and we're going to think about some next steps. So we've really focused on the student account today, how they can document it. And I hope that as we were going through, you were trying to think of, okay, how does this align with my classroom? And how does this actually work with my classroom? Well, your next steps would be to create your account. Jamie was so kind to add in the steps, the specific steps for you to create your teacher account. And if you've got time now, go ahead and create that account. And then you can create your class. Your students will already be available there for you to be able to add to a class. And in this PowerPoint that you'll have access to, this is also linked to our video tutorials. So you can watch a quick 2-minute clip of how to create a class if you are stuck there. And then the next thing that I would mention is just think about your first activity with your students. We went through a few different options of students sharing, their interests, have them create a SMART goal for the year, something that they're looking forward to, or simply have them share how their summer was. Have them add in a photo of what they're interested in. It's a great way to get students excited and ready to start using their digital portfolio. Fourth one is just to get started. Have some fun. Our team is always here as you get started if you've got questions, and you can connect with us. Our Twitter, our Facebook, our Instagram, we also have a really great community that we've started, which is where teachers can come in, share different ideas. And it's not always about my blueprint. A lot of the times it's more theme based. So if you're looking for like minded educators sharing some different educator resources, this is a really great community to join.